Sean, how are you? Hi, Teresa. Hi, everyone. It is Tuesday. Tickle me Tuesday. No tacos down in this house today, I don't think. Oh, that's an idea. I might have to make tacos. But that means I need romaine lettuce. It's a little hot in the kitchen today, by the way. Hi, Diana. Hi. How is everyone? It's called In Love With You #2. And you might want to reach out to us in the group because we have access to all of this copyright-free music. So we're going to do things a little different today because it is raining outside. Even Buddy's hanging out over here by the door if you couldn't notice. Because he knows he's not getting his walk today. Unless it dies down, it could still change. I could still end up taking him out for a walk. But I want to talk to y'all about engaging all of your senses. Because what is it about life that we're losing touch? And you know what I mean. We're not just talking about the human touch. We're talking about like engaged in all of our senses. Hi, Allison. How are you, darling? Hi, Sean. You know, truly, to live a truly rich, authentic life, we need to be engaging all 5 senses and then the spidey sense too, right? It's not just the taste, the touch, the sight, the hearing, and, wait, taste, touch. Did I miss something? I'm a smoothie. Yeah, well, you're smooth anyway, Douglas. We know how you operate. So we got taste, touch, sight, hearing. I just had a brain dump. Okay, so that's okay. But here's the bottom line. I said hearing, didn't I? Taste, touch, sight, hearing. Tasting! Tasting! And smelling, yes. Taste, touch, taste, smell. Thank you. See, that's why we all rock. We're all supporting one another, right? Thanks, Jacqueline. Thank you, Allison. Hi, Jean. How are you? In the comments, please tell me where you're tuning in from. If this is the first time you've ever seen me live, number 1. Number 2, maybe it's the first time you see me live in my kitchen. And I'm going to tell you, it really is about the sensuality of life, right? Going back to the senses, getting them all right here. Smelling it, hearing it, seeing it, tasting it, touching it, right? It's all a part of the true sensuality of life. And you know, there's so much misconception about sensuality means sexuality. No, you know what? The irony is the underlying of everything we do requires the energy, the senses, the kundalini, right? To be fully engaged means that all of your senses are awakened, in alignment, and engaged in whatever it is you do. Single-minded focus is meditation. Single-minded focus, engaging all of your senses. Now that's rich. And that's more like, ooh, that's the juiciness. That's what we came here to live. In this human physical form, we're here to be not only present, but fully immersed. And to integrate all of those senses is like the huge gift that we are given, this breath of life, to be inspired, to be breathed in, and also breathe and take in, right? So this receptivity, this what we give, we receive, we're being breathed in. The least we can do is breathe it in with this receptivity of allowing it, receiving it fully. So just the prana alone, the life force that nurtures, sustains, and maintains you, that expands the breath of life, breadth, right? Hi, Maggie and Kira, how are you? Let me know in the comments if you are tuning in for the first time, where you're tuning in from, and what your health, fitness, and lifestyle overall goals are. I have all sorts of cool stuff to cover today. Hi, Ann, beautiful. So good to see you. Mwah! Boy, huge difference from yesterday to today. Anybody else feel me? Just saying. The energies are a lot less tense in my arena, but I don't know if y'all went through it. I had a good almost 24 hours of just grit and dirt, getting in my stuff and dealing with anger and frustration. It's, whew. Ha, that's awesome, Jean. Yes, it is much better today. We have kind of shifted out of that Aries moon, right? Wasn't it Aries yesterday? No, it wasn't the Aries moon, was it? Wait a minute, let's see. We had a new moon in Pisces. That's about right, isn't it? Yeah. So, it was definitely, I truly was sharing this with a girlfriend today, that I literally woke up and feeling very off key. I felt like something was unstable. Something didn't feel normal, natural. Like I didn't even feel my own physical body the way I normally do. And then today, in contrast, I woke up bright early because I went to bed early last night. I took a melatonin. I needed a little extra, calm me down to kind of regroup, recalibrate, reinvigorate, right? I took a nice rest. I woke up early, about 4 o'clock this morning. Hi, Darcy, honey. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Carl. Just so I could tune back in and come back out into sadhana, my morning devotional practice. And it really did feel significantly different this morning than it did yesterday morning, right, Jennifer? So, and you know what? If it wasn't for me moving my body and getting outside yesterday, I swear I might not have been able to contain and handle and process everything that was going on. See, this is knowing your boundaries, knowing your limits, exercising and understanding self-care is not selfish, that it actually sustains, maintains you so that you can support and hold space for others, especially as women. And I'm not discounting or downgrading men. I can only speak from a woman's perspective. But from all the teachings I've learned with Yogi Bhajan and Kundalini Yoga teacher trainings that I've done, the bottom line is this. We women, when we came into this life, we have taken on the role of the householder. What that entails is meaning we do a lot more that you can visually see. So from the male perspective, it may not appear we're doing much behind the scenes, but there's a whole lot more going on, and a lot more is going on up in here than you could ever imagine, because we're multitasking. Women are naturally multifaceted. Men are single-minded, and that's not a slam. It just means if you give a man a task, don't distract him, let him go and do that, and let him stay focused, right? Again, that is single-minded focus. That's his form of meditation. It's perfect. So when you allow your man to go do his single-minded stuff, whatever it may be, maybe it's something you're asking them to do, don't try to pile more stuff on them. And vice versa, gentlemen. I just want to suggest, if your woman, your partner, your lover, your spouse, whatever you call her, your divine, your beloved, honor and appreciate, recognize that there's a whole lot more you don't see, and that when you see her taking time for her, celebrate that, honor that, because the more she takes care of her, she's taking care of you. And when I say that, I mean like you want her to come back smiling, right? You want her to love on you. You want her to massage you, to caress you, to make you feel supported, respected. You have to also reciprocate that. And this is the irony. So in the teachings that I've learned, men, and you can relate to this, I'm sure, and women probably as well, because I know myself, we want to be respected. Men want to feel respected for what they bring to the table, and a woman wants to feel desired. Here's the funky little play, the dance. Without respect, a man won't desire the woman, right? Can anyone out there speak from personal experience on this? Men, I'd love to hear your feedback on this. If a man does not feel respected for what he brings to the table, he will not show the desire toward the woman if he feels she's not appreciating it. And the irony is also, it's reciprocal in that if a woman doesn't feel like she's being appreciated, she's not going to respect you either. So there's that dance, and finding the healthy boundaries and learning to consciously communicate, soften, lower the tones, come in with that open heart and open arms, right? If you come in with a fist, you're going to be received with a fist. And, this has all been not only through my research, my teachings, my experiences, but putting it into play every single day. Respecting healthy boundaries within yourself and healthy boundaries within others. So when you can tune into what your stuff is, it's a whole lot easier to recognize other people's, sure. but it's not your place to point out their faults or their shortcomings. It's more to see in yourself whether or not you are exhibiting those things you are observing. So when you witness something coming from someone else, you should always check yourself first. What is it in me that is drawing in that in the other person? Because see, recognize the other person as you. At some point in time in your life, doesn't mean it's immediate. Some point in time in your life, you were either exhibiting that behavior or experience, and now it's come back up. And it's always a moment for you to go introspect, reflect, and go, what am I going to learn from this experience? What is this trying to teach me right here now? And you can always come back to the breath and just take a few minutes. If you just tune back into your breath, you can really wash away a lot of the misunderstandings. Most misunderstanding is from lack of a communication between two people, right? But also tone. Tone sets the stage. Again, I'm going to bring it back to the sensuality. Sensuality means listening, seeing, smelling, tasting, and touching what might not even be visible. It's really the intuitive spidey sense. Thank you, Carl, for sharing. Hi, Rich. When you are fully engaged in all your senses, not only will your intuition be heightened, but so will your awareness. That's the richness, the juiciness of life. That almost sounded like something I should have written down, huh? So when you are, no matter what's going on in your life, something always comes up for healing. Always. I have learned, and I was discussing this with my beautiful girlfriend, who, by the way, did my eyebrows and my eyelashes today. So I got a little tint going on, and it's so much better because now I definitely don't need makeup, right? Just because as we get a little older, they lighten, right? They're still there. It's just they need to be highlighted. They need to be accentuated. And so what I was expressing to my girlfriend, it's really, really interesting that we may fight against the conflict in our lives. We may want to push it away, say, I don't want this. This isn't for me. I don't want to be bothered by this. But the more you push it away, it's just going to come back at a later time. It's if you're willing to do the work when it arrives, when it bubbles up, you're going to save yourself a whole lot of extra drama down the road, because you can run, but you can't hide, because it's going to follow you. And it will come and it'll break your stride and it will knock you over, and you'll be like, I thought I was done with this. No, really, I thought I was done with this. Okay, it's come back around. And most of what comes up, again, needs to be traced back to the root cause. What is really the root cause of this suffering? Because really the reason we get so angered is because of a fear. And there's a root cause that was created at something traumatic in our life. Boy, he finds the perfect spot, doesn't he? My biggest thing was rejection, abandonment, being shut down, not being able to express myself fully because I wasn't taught how to express my emotions, how to relate and understand how it would be best to communicate what it was that was going on inside of me. My way of handling things, especially as a young girl, was to scream at the top of my lungs, to threaten to run away. Anything and everything that never really yielded me any attention, which was the bottom line. I needed attention. And then what do? If we didn't get that attention, we didn't get our needs fulfilled growing up, we create these coping mechanisms, survival tactics. We also call them self-sabotage, bad behavior, addictions. All of it is encompassing. It's all the same thing. It's just how we validate our behavior is because of the mind. The mind, the ego, gets so inflated. It says, I want this now, and nobody's going to tell me differently, right? So, in the end, we have to reset and refocus and rewrite our stories, right? Sometimes this thing will go funky with the lighting. Oh, the lighting is funny in here. I know what I'm going to do. Hold that thought. Hi, Rachel and Kristen. Write in the comments. Let me know who's here for the first time. If you've never been on one of my lives, I am plugging in over here, so bear with me just a moment. It's raining outside. I know you can just see the side of me. That might help a little. We got a funky rainstorm going on outside. It is thunder, lightning dropping down. Woo, woo, woo. Hi, Megan and Mark. How are you? So, yeah, those were my big, reminders, is that when the experience reappears, when I end up being confronted with an old trauma in the form of here's an argument, here's a conflict, here's something that doesn't feel good. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Hi, Dana. It's an opportunity for me to heal it and work with it then and there. If I try to push it away and ignore it, it's just going to keep coming back, coming back, coming back. And so sometimes, especially those of you in relationship, you're going to find that there may be conflict between you and another person. And it's not always easy to have those difficult conversations, but you need to have them, right? Thank you, Kristen. I'm so happy you're doing the Kundalini. Woo, tornado warning. Woo. Where are you again, Kristen? As long as it's not near me, because we do have some funky, wild energy with the northeast is getting snow again, UK is getting pummeled, and here we are in Florida with some crazy, crazy weather as well. So I'm going to make a smoothie. If you have any questions for me, throw them in the comments. I'll do my best to scroll and listen and see, to see. You're in Sarasota, but I'm now in Gainesville. Ooh, you're not that far. Hopefully it doesn't swing by this way. And so just a little side that I wanted to share. If anybody's in the Clearwater, Tampa Bay area, I'm thinking to put together a meetup for the Ridiculously Authentic group. Anybody who's in this local area, and even if you're not and you may be in the area and want to venture to our humble home, our humble environment, let me know, because I'm thinking that I would possibly have it at our local yoga studio. And any feedback is great feedback. And I think it would be really fun to meet everyone, at least who can be available, right? I know Cheryl's not too far. I know Diana knows the studio. Diana's not far. So anybody who's up for that, please let me know in the comments. Give me some feedback. You can shoot me off a message. I would totally appreciate. The more interest there is, obviously the more willing and able I am to provide and serve. And it could be anything from providing you an intro to beginners Kundalini yoga and whatever else, Q&As, whatever it is that interests you. That would be a lot of fun and be a super rad event, right? So that's just one thing I have in the works, along with some other things. I've got 3 dates soaking in here. I know, if everybody was closer. Do I experience clairaudience? Yeah, actually, Carl, I do. I have a very sensitive sense of when things shift, and I hear it immediately in my ears. And I have not heard it yet today, but there have been times where me and some of my colleagues, when I'm at the yoga studio, I'm like, whoa, did everybody just sense that shift? Because I feel the shift in my ears, whether it be rings, tones, it's change in the actual atmospheric pressure is what it appears sometimes. Everybody's different. I have about a 1/4 cup of hemp seeds and water, 3 dates. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I got about 2 thumbs worth of ginger in there, because I always throw a big old chunk of ginger. Again, in the comments, let me know where you're tuning in from, if you like the yoga, what you like about the group, what it is that you need for you, anything and everything. Questions you got for me. Hi, Dad. I got to reach out to my dad. I've been wanting to check on you. I hope you're having a good day, Dad. I love you. Mwah. So I'm going to make a smoothie. I definitely. That'd be so fun, Amanda, if you could make it out this way. Yes. And doing a live at the same time, would that be rad, right? That would be super rad. Ooh, see if I stand in the right angle. This is the funny part, the trick of photography. If I turn in the right way, how's my lighting? This is all about photography. Hi, Kathy. Oh my gosh, yeah, right. Cray Dangles has been hanging out lately. That's all I'm gonna say. And he can be more than a handful. That's all I can tell you about that. So I want to see something real quick. I want to see if this changes a little bit here. I'm having fun with playing with the props and things today. So again, I can always bring it back to the sensuality of life, and it really boils down to how engaged are we and how present are we in the moment. And that is so not going to work. That's too much. Is that too bright? Oh, well, I think that's a little too much. It is super, super dark in here today. It's because of the craziness that's going on for weather, right? Oh, that wouldn't do that. Hi, Dad. I love my daddy. My daddy's the bomb diggity. I'm very, very blessed to have a very cool dad. So we're going to put, this is the original ginger. There was at least 2 thumbs worth on the end, and it went in my smoothie. Oh, definitely drive safely in this. You never know what we're going to end up with. And so we have, let's see if this changes anything here. We also have, I got a buddy under my feet, can you tell? I'm going to grab the frozen bananas. My handle on my refrigerator door came off. Did you notice that? So we're going to do bananas and some blueberries. I'm craving a bit of antioxidant. Yeah, you see that big thing of ice cream cones in there? Cray Cray's been in the house. Like I said, there's something about this Cray Cray dangles. He just gets out of hand. Gets a little wackadoo, as we call it. So we have bananas, and I'm just going to use what's in here. And I don't know, that's probably about 2.5, 3 bananas. I know Carl likes Cray Cray. Haha. Carl is going to go live in the group one of these days. I'm waiting, buddy. We want to meet Carl. Carl's been with us for a long time, and we truly appreciate your support and you always showing up. You are awesome. We got blueberries. Okay, so that's, maybe it's 3 bananas. I think it's more like 2.5. But it depends on your size of banana too, right? Hi, Andrea. Is it Andrea or Andrea? I have a cousin named Andrea, and that's how she pronounces it. But everybody pronounces it differently. I have some Tulsi basil from the other day that I took off of, can you see this? How beautiful these little pretty lilac buds and flowers are. Andrea? Or was it Andrea? Okay, I'll say Andrea is 1, Andrea is 2. I think you meant Andrea, right? Mwah! Hi, Brooke. How are you? I do try to consciously check in on people's name pronunciations because I get mine pretty much hacked every which way. Okay, Andrea. Andrea. I got it that time. Andrea. So you say it 3 times, it's supposed to remember it better, right? Thank you for your correction. I appreciate that. My name is Lana, and I've been called Lana, Lena, Launa. I've heard all sorts of craziness. Yeah, that, you know, and Biasini. Yes. Anch'io parlo in italiano, capisco bene. Andrea is how they would say it in Italian, right? So, like I said, we're going to have a little fun today because we're going to engage the senses. We're going to do the best we can with what we got because that's really what it's all about. Sensuality taps into and knows that, hey, I can grab this and I can grab that and I can make it whole into something else. See, when you're really, really tapped in and you really tune in to all of your senses and really start living a rich, full, awakened life, there isn't anything that can stop you except for you. Because the mindfulness and the awareness is already, it's just like an instantaneous. They all work together. But most often, what ends up turning out is that we doubt ourselves. We downplay our awareness. We downplay our spidey senses, our intuition, the intimacy, the into me I see. Like what is already there for information, we tend to poo-poo it away. How many years do we go through life going, oh no, that's not true, and then turn around and go, I should have trusted my instinct. Hi, Christy, how are you? So we got wild, fresh blueberries. Now, I have frozen because I got frozen a while back, but blueberry season here in the Florida, the Sunshine State, I'm doing at least a cup of these. Oh, that's more than a cup. That's 1 big chunk of frozen blueberries. And I just want to remind people a couple things. if you take something out of the freezer, you let it sit for a while without doing anything, and it gets de-thawed, the freezer burn is gone. You create freezer burn. And here's how. I'll tell you a couple secrets. For those of you who may be unaware, not expecting that everybody knows this. That's why I figured it's a little lesson in life that I've learned and I thought I'd share. You can take it or not. When you take something out and it sits on the countertop and it basically loses its freeze, you want to make sure that when you close the bag, you get all the air that you can out of it and as close to vacuum sealing it you can. Because what happens is, if you don't, you have created an environment where, number one, you're going to end up with freezer burn, and number two, you want to make sure you seal it. So sometimes we don't know that. This is not as good as I'd like it, but this is one of those funky bags. But if you have like a bag like this, and you've got your bananas in the freezer, make sure you like freeze it. You get rid of all the air pocket in there, because then that's going to keep it from getting all the freezer burn on it. But dear, you've got to go in the other room. Go lay down. Go. Thank you, bud. Oh yeah, the drumstick little drums. Hi, Heather, honey. How are you today? How are you feeling? So the majority of today is really about tapping into your senses and sensuality and engaging fully in life, because there is no other way. I'm going to try this without the light. I'm playing with lighting today too. Figured I'd see. Do you like me now? Let's see what it looks like without this one. How you like me now? It's almost this, well, a little bit brightness. Before, after. It's almost like doing a Grover. Near, far, near, far, near, far. Hey, I like the Sesame Street. I like Muppets. I love all that stuff. I'm a kid at heart. I like to have fun. I like to play, because that's what I want in life, is joy, right? Happiness and joy. And sometimes what we want is how we need to show up. So this is what my girlfriend Devon reminded me when she said today. She said, sometimes I feel like hard inside, like I did yesterday. But she said that she reminds herself, this is me trying to soften even though I want to be hard, like bring the play back. If you want people to be soft and gentle and loving towards you, you also have to exhibit that same behavior. You can't just expect someone to figure it out. You're supposed to know how to treat me. You're supposed to kiss my butt. And by the way, I'm going to be mad until you do something to make me smile. It might work once or twice, but it gets old real quick. And I used to do that. And it's actually more exhausting for you when you have to hold that. Yeah, my foot's tapping. Yeah, you pissed me off. Yeah, I about had it. Whatever it is, if you want someone to show up a certain way, you need to show up. And so this is what I was gleaning, pretty much yesterday's video was about. Sometimes we get angry, and it's okay to honor that, and you got to find your outlet. Just don't let someone be on the other end of a firing squad. It's not really the purpose of life, because typically what ends up happening is you say things you don't mean, people get hurt, and it can ruin relationships, especially when you have two hurt people. When you have two people coming at each other and they're still both going through their healing process and their traumas, when they start throwing the low shots, the low balls, the belittling, or the things, the triggers, because button pushing is what we're talking about today too. When you're pushing buttons deliberately, it's usually to validate your own crap. It's usually to uplift and make your ego feel superior, for your own fear of inferiority or your own fear of worth and love, right? So we reject in order to not be rejected. And how does that serve us? Like I said, you need to soften and show up the way you want the other people to show up to you. If you want somebody to be accepting of you, you need to accept them, no matter whether or not they will or won't is totally irrelevant. And in case you haven't noticed, you have no control over it anyway. So stop thinking you can control someone's response or reaction to you. If your intention is, I'm accepting, and I mean it from the heart, not from, oh, I'm accepting, I don't judge, I'm not discerning, I'm not attached. The ego getting caught up in the idea that, oh, well, this is how I am. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. If it's not feeling genuine, you need to check yourself. Always come from the heart. It will serve you every single time. And yes, hurt people hurt people. Healed people heal people. I did a video on that, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, hurt people. Because that's what shows up, is when you're hurt and you hurt others, they're going to hurt you back. Or at least there will be, again, them showing up where you show up. So life shows up to you where you're at. And like my girlfriend, I need to remind myself to soften. You might need to tell yourself, you might need to make it a play, make it funny. Whatever it takes. Humility is key here, people. I'm sorry, this is me, humble. I'm softening. I'm lowering my voice. I'm going into a whisper. Let's do the whisper challenge. Who all can do the whisper challenge with me today? Let's whisper with love. Okay, we got a cup of, I know this is like one of those, this isn't your average smoothie day, but we got bananas, ginger, hemp seeds, blueberries. We're going to put some vanilla stevia. I'm kind of on the fence of whether or not I want chocolate, but I'm not sure that's what I'm going to put in here. I put eight drops of vanilla stevia because I like my vanilla stevia. Isn't that nice? Look at those pretty colors. And then we got some, you know what? We're going to do this first, and then I'm going to decide if I want to put chocolate in it. But before I forget, because one of the things, ooh, something's missing up here. Something is taken, oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oop, there it is. Everybody dance with me. What are you doing on this Tasty Tuesdays? Anybody actually having tacos today? I know that y'all probably saw Tom's video the other day where he went to Burger King. And, hey, you know what? Everybody's got to be left to their stuff. All their personal experiences, because you know what? We're not here to judge, fix, point fingers, and try to educate somebody that has to learn on their own. So, what he's doing is, because Tom is a special man who learns through his personal experience, and if he wants to do something, nobody's going to stop him, number one. I'm going to tell you that right now. And if you think you can, good luck. He's a little bit of a hard-headed man, but that's not a bad thing, by the way, because he uses himself as a guinea pig. So when you see his videos, watch him, because he's sharing with you his personal experience. You don't have to experience it yourself. He's doing it for you. And he's showing you the results, because you'll see it in him. You'll hear it from him. And he's saving a lot of people a lot of trouble going in and doing certain things. So if you see it in him, it might actually inspire you to do or not do whatever he does. But see, that's the beauty of life. We all have to have our personal experiences to learn whatever lessons we're meant to learn. So, I'm in the mood for a smoothie, simply because I can make one. Oh, I think we're going to add some Acuna Pruriens and some Lucuma. I already put ashwagandha in there, some shilajit. This is Lucuma. It actually really imparts well with the blueberry. Just saying. Did I mention that somebody wonderful got me the label maker, and I put labels on stuff? Although I'm not crazy about the print. I would do it all fancy because I'm a girl, a lady. I like calligraphy and script. I think I like things to look pretty. That's just me. As part of my creative nature as a Leo and a Libra rising. How about a mesquite? Mesquite. This is Acuna Pruriens. For anybody who ever wanted to know, Acuna Pruriens is amazing. It's great for recovery after a workout. My ears are popping, by the way. So it's funny you said that, Carl. You're making a sinus potion. I'm not going to put any of this in there yet. I know what I want. Where is I have all of these different little extracts, and I love almond anyway. Oh, now I know what I went to go walk in the other room for now. Because I've been craving almond butter, and I'm just going to say this. Ladies, those of you who take care of a total household, and you have more than one person, and maybe you have to eat a certain diet, and the rest of your household is not on the same path as you, and that's okay. If they're not, it's okay. Here's the deal. This is one of the things I'm going with in my personal life. If you're eating a different type of whole foods, plant-based diet, for example, and someone else in your household is eating a different diet, sometimes you realize you have to give permission to yourself to release the reins of having to do everything for everyone else and allow them to do it themselves, because that's part of their journey, part of their process. And you know what? You don't have to judge it. You just allow it. They're going to find their way whatever direction they're meant to be. If they're meant to keep eating whatever it is you disagree with, you telling them it's wrong is certainly not going to serve. In fact, you're going to be met with more resistance, and they will do it in spite of you, and that in itself is showing how strong an ego can be. So you have to learn the waves, the dance, the divine dance, the sacred union of all people. I'm going to look at that after you're done. Oh, you know what's so funny is I just tasted some Manuka honey from Australia at the grocery store a little while ago. Hi, Cecilia. How are you, beautiful? Oh, I'm going to put this in this. I'm going to put that on this blender. Okay. Look, the numbers are, well, the 2, 4, 5, 6. I thought it said 3, but it's 2, 4, 5, 6. So this is a little noisy, but it's okay. OMG, gorgeous colors, right? Like, did I mention purple's one of my favorite colors? Let's see if you can see it better this way. Can you see that? Looky, looky, looky. Here's a purple smoothie. And that's really a smoothie. That's thick and yummy. That was one round, so chances are it probably needs some more, but... Oh, that's good. What is it needing? Not really much. Right, Carl? Right now, it's just my ears were popping, and I know it's the pressure change. So it is very likely I don't keep track. I don't watch TV. I do normally get those tornado, hurricane watches on my phone, so I haven't seen anything yet. Regular honey, Shauna. Of course it will. Manuka I don't know what makes Manuka so much more special, personally. I know that there are so many different forms of honey. It just depends on your region. They say that honey, if you're going to take in honey, you should take in the honey from your area, because that's what helps with your immune system. It's part of your environment, and so therefore that will strengthen your immune system and keep you away from any type of allergens that you may have. I don't do honey as much as I used to, and I go through phases, and sometimes, so good to see you. Hi, Maria. Sometimes I like to use bee pollen as well. And yes, there's the question of sustainability and the bees and the population. And you know what? I do the best I can. And I know that there are hives that are sustainable, that are amazing, that nobody is hurt. It's actually, there's a really cool one that I saw online a while back that I thought was pretty impressive, that it just drips the honey through and that the bees stay intact. So yeah, we're all learning as we go. Hi, Tracy. How are you? I'm going to let this go another spin. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Alrighty, let's see. See if you can see it better this way. See how that beautiful color it comes out? Ooh. Hi, Amanda. How are you, honey? Oh, that's right, because of the dates. It's a little sweeter. You know what? I think I'm going to put chocolate in it. So yesterday really turned into a fasting day for me. Has anybody out there done a fast? And I mean, literally, it was just water when I remembered to drink it because I was also dehydrated. So a fast is a great way to put your body into a healing mode. And my back, like I was saying on my video yesterday, was really, really bothering me. It's a lot better today. There's still a little bit of tenderness and pain, but I'm much better than I was. Isn't that the key? So 24, Yogi Bhajan actually recommends that women don't fast beyond 3 days. But you know what? You got to navigate your body and see what works for you. Some days are better than others. Ooh, grocery haul. Tracy, I want to know what you bought. Lots of yummies. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is good stuff. I don't know what it is. I got this chocolate thing going on. I last literally 5 minutes. Teresa, you're a trip. I love that. Okay, a true fast is just water. It means that you're not eating any food, you're not doing any juices, you're not doing kombucha or anything like that. I want a little carob. I like to mix the chocolate and the cacao, because chocolate might be a mix of things. Yeah, fasting is amazing. It's really healthy to allow yourself a fast. That's what breakfast means, because you're breaking fast after going a certain amount of time without food. So, when I was a little girl, I didn't even know some of the chocolates my grandmother would make. She was using carob. My dad used to complain about it. But I always recognized that different taste that carob imparts. Hey, it's been a while since I've been licking spoons on camera, right? Hi, Ansan. How are you? Is that how I pronounce your name? Ansan or Ansan? Both of them is beautiful. And so, yeah, okay, going back to fasting, because I can squirrel easily enough. Oh, there was a label on the chia, I thought. Okay, maybe not. But fasting, I did 3 days one day and 1 week. One day, I felt amazing. I truly did. I had a huge struggle in the first 24 hours because I ended up with migraines, and I know part of it was because I had caffeine, whether it be the kombucha or the teas or the chocolate, I know, right? I agree, Lexi. It's a beautiful name. Hi, Moran. Hi, Erin. How are you? We got chocolate. Oh, I hate when I drop that. I dislike. Yes. Okay, now let's see how this turns out. Okay. I can only tolerate that sound for so long. I'm really, really sensitive. The stomach pain can be a mix. It just depends, right? Okay. Really simple smoothie. There's about a cup of blueberries. I'm going to say about 2.5 to 3 bananas, although I think I could use another banana. Also some hemp seeds for the creaminess, and some vanilla stevia, some ashwagandha, some mucuna pruriens, lucuma, shilajit, carob, ginger, of course. And did I forget anything? There was at least a cup of water, maybe 2 cups. Ooh, broccoli, blueberries, almond milk. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? Let's see see how the change in color is? Oh, I wish this was a little bit more visible. Can you see that okay? Yeah, that's beautiful. Dates. Thank you. 3 dates. Thank you, Teresa. I really appreciate that. I know, right, Tracy? This has been one of those weeks with forgetting bananas. Yeah. I could even go with more chocolate, but I think it's just right. You know what I love? Is when you get those little chunks of the dates in there too. Why do you have to be careful with the bananas? Are you allergic? As long as they're ripe, they should be okay, unless you have an allergy. Now, I know sometimes they bother me, but going back to the question about the stomach pain during a fast, you know what? Whenever you have a stomach pain, you shouldn't be eating. If you are experiencing hunger pains, drink water, because the water will actually send a signal to the body that it's receiving something. I want a blueberry bush too. I had one. It didn't last. I don't know what happened. It died. There were some bugs last year. They ate up my navel orange tree and my blueberries. You have an allergy to bananas. Yeah. Ooh. I'm sorry. I sometimes wonder myself. Yeah, this almost needs more chocolate in a banana. Always have like a light sleeping like a baby over there. I'm going to add some butterscotch stevia and another banana. So this morning, I got to share this with you. Y'all going to find this funny. Maybe. Turns out I definitely have a critter in the house. Now, when I say a critter, I'm thinking it's a rat. I didn't want to admit it. I need to have a conversation with it. Dash and nutmeg. Because I don't want to kill any critters, okay? Just saying. But this thing is, when it got into my avocados, that was my last straw. Ceylon cinnamon. This is great for controlling diabetes, sugar. I absolutely love cinnamon. I can never get enough. So when it got into the avocados, and I mean it took out a big old chunk, it was the last straw. But guess what? Now it got into the bananas. 6 bananas had, and I'm going to show you. How do you have a conversation with the rat that clearly is convinced that your produce on the counters is for their picking? So let me show you what it did. I was like, are you kidding? So it put that hole in it. I fed the bananas because Buddy's on a banana diet. And let me tell you, he's like, seriously, it's like dog on steroids. He is huge. Oh, that might be from it too. I mean, it's cray-cray. And I'm not talking dangles. I'm talking about... I mean, like, really? It was a big old chunk. And there were 6 of the bananas that it got into. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess Buddy's getting breakfast early. He wasn't complaining either. Except for that maybe that part of his banana was taken by the rat. But he doesn't even act like there's anything going on in here. So he's been sleeping on his watch. You know, Buddy's got to pick up the pace for this thing. That's our little joke back here. We're like, why isn't Buddy acting like, hey, there's something in the house? Does he just kind of look over like, oh, there's my little buddy. Oh, and I'm sorry too, Lexi. I didn't read all of it because it sometimes cuts off on me. Grains and dairy, okay. So for me, the gluten is really, really bad. And I know, no, I don't expect anybody to understand how bad it is until you have to experience it yourself. Because isn't that what life is? You know what? Sunshine came out. Might still get a Buddy walk in today. Yay! So I know, like, Dad, if you're still watching, it's not that I didn't like the food. It's not that I didn't like the taste. But I looked back and I saw how it would actually grain brain, you know, grain brain, wheat belly, cause fog, killed my my energy levels. Hi, Steve. How are you? Hi, Tammy. So having gluten in my system, my body starts to attack itself. It eats away the cilia, the wheat especially, and now I know, and on top of all of this that I experience, I know wheatgrass is like the worst for me. Wheatgrass literally puts me into like regurgitating anything and everything that's in my stomach. It's not fun to experience. It's 2 hours plus hugging the throne, the golden throne. It's not fun. I don't wish it for anybody. I also end up with a rash across my abdomen, if not up in here, all over. My first experience with it was February of 2010, and it was after I'd had my mercury fillings taken out. So a lot of the research I did, it actually said that if you have mercury fillings because of the heavy metals, and you clean your body up. The cleaner your body is, the more instantaneous you'll see what you've been living with and didn't even realize. Like, you will have a reaction to things you didn't even know you had an allergy to. And so, hi Leia, how are you? And oh yeah, right? So it all turns into a different type of sugar. And those are the sugars that we shouldn't be eating, right? Yeah. Anyway, but I had wheatgrass back when I was living in Italy in 2012 and did not realize it twice. I thought the first time I had food contamination, I actually thought it was bad spinach. I thought it was like salmonella or something. Right, Cecilia? I will. When I had this experience, what ended up happening was it turned out to be the wheatgrass, but I didn't know it. I was using wheatgrass powder. I had been using a Garden of Life version of like what was it? It was a Garden of Life and the Ormus greens. I was mixing up some different drinks, and as a result, I was having like subtle reactions in my belly. But this was 2 years after I'd found out I was allergic to the wheat, that I realized, oh, people keep talking about wheatgrass is fine for you. It doesn't have any gluten. It's from the grain, the seed. And so if you are someone who's allergic to wheat or grass, because they don't tell you about the grass part, stay away from it. Because my reaction, literally, it just felt like death. Everything. Like when you have nothing more to come up and you're just still coming, like, ugh, not fun. So the second time, it was because my girlfriend went into anaphylactic shock as a result of it. That turned me into like research queen, and I found the article that said if you're allergic to wheat or wheatgrass or wheat or gluten, you really should stay away from wheatgrass, because wheatgrass is from the seed. And what's the most potent of all of the plants out there in the families? The seed is where all the nutrients are from. The nutrients are found in the seed. That's what allows it to be so powerful to grow and blossom out of the earth, right? Just a little bit of my own personal experience and wisdom. And that was a personal experience for sure. I don't wish it on anybody. I'm going to try to find another banana for this. What do we got? I think I got all the bananas that our trusty little rat friend got to. Boy, oh boy, is that not cray-cray? I literally have to have this conversation with him. So yeah, if you're allergic, seriously, stay away from wheatgrass. It will throw you into anaphylactic shock. I did not feel very good about putting my girlfriend in that situation. I felt extremely bad and guilty of like almost pretty much poisoning my friend. Oh, I have a compost in the back. You would think he'd be happier out there, but this one, I put traps down. It's smart. It's smart enough. And it took me a lot to buy the traps, first off. But I had a good reminder, thank you, Devon, to have a conversation with the rat. Right? Yeah, if it saved you the trouble of going to the hospital, because I'm like a fighter. I wasn't going to the hospital over the gluten thing. I sucked it up and just basically hugged the throne. Not a fun experience. And I've got a pretty high threshold for pain. But guess what? I'm trying to live a lot more with ease these days. And I don't need to have pain to learn lessons. I've done enough of that in my life. Self-inflicted, self-sabotage, like I was discussing yesterday. No matter how bad things may appear, don't reinforce it with bad behavior and self-sabotage and inflicting more pain upon yourself. Because life is too precious. You need to enjoy it and experience it in a more peaceful manner. Like, show up to life the way you want it to show up for you. And it will every single time. That's, again, the sensuality. I am going to finish this up. And if you have any questions in the comments, oh, I love you too. That was a quick flash by. Was that Tom? Yes, Tom, I love you. You know that. I don't think anybody knows as much as I love him as he does. Very special man. Him and his cray-cray dangles. I could put him on the spot right now, but I think I'll wait until later. Oh, wait. Am I tongue purple? Hi, Hi, Carmen. How are you? Tell me in the comments if this is your first time tuning in to me. We're amping up the chocolate. We got the chocolate in the house. Cacao. Cacao. Pow. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that should be plenty. Today's trash day in my neighborhood. How about yours? Hi, Millie. Oh, bubble bath time. That's what I should be doing. But I think I'm feeling good enough that I think I'm going to end up taking Buddy for a walk because the sun keeps kind of teasing outside. I have to keep an eye on the forecast. Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. It's like a purpley brown, like a purpley chocolate. Whoops, is that coming off the side? Okay, I'll do a dramatic pour, as Tom would say. Hold on a minute. You gotta see. What is truth? The truth is, it's all about love, right? My mommy got me these. She sent me these in the mail. Can't miss it. When this stuff's good, don't waste it. Drink it all up. So, just to recap the recipe in case anybody wants to make this at home, I probably put about 1/4 cup of raw cacao, 5 bananas, 1 big chunk of ginger, a teaspoon of macrona pruriens, a teaspoon of lucuma, about 1/8 of shilajit, a teaspoon of ashwagandha. Yeah, I know some of these are Ayurvedic herbs. A 1/4 cup of hemp seeds, and about 2 tablespoons of carob, 2 cups of water. Did I say a cup of blueberries? 8 drops of vanilla stevia and about 5 drops of butterscotch stevia. So this bottoms up, cheers. Double pinky pop. And if you haven't gotten your dance on today, turn on your favorite music and move your body sensually. Feel it, taste it, touch it, smell it, hear it. Like engage those senses. Into me I see. It's all about the sensuality. Richness of life is living fully through their senses, because all senses make the whole, right? Actually, I'm going to have to get back because I can't read the rest of that. But when I feed Buddy bananas is where it ends. He goes cray-cray. Thank you, Kathy. I actually stopped into the grocery store and I put on a little bit of the rose and geranium and had a little clary sage on it, as well as my girlfriend did my eyebrows and my eyelashes today. So I have a lot more tint going on, a little darkened up eyelashes. Awesome, Tracy. You should go live in the group dancing. I love you, Amanda. Thank you. Get your smoothie on. Have fun. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for showing up, sharing, and supporting me and our amazing, ridiculously raw, authentic group. We're stirring it up. We're stirring up the pot. Who's gonna stir with me? Come on, baby. You know you got it in ya. Alright, I'm really playful. If you saw me behind the scenes, you probably think that maybe I've got my own little cray-cray going on. All of you have an amazing Tasty Tuesday. Post an introduction in the group if you haven't already done it. Go pop on over to Ridiculously Authentic. Introduce yourself. Put a picture in there. We want to see you. We want to hear you, taste you, touch you, smell you. Yeah, we want to engage your senses there too. Do me that favor for today, please. That would really make the day so much brighter. Tell me a story. Tell us all a story about who you are, what brings you joy. What is it that you bring to this life that you feel is your gift? Because we all have one. If you don't know, that's okay too. But at least introduce yourself, because sharing is caring, and so we want to get to know one another. I love you. Get your dance on, get your groove on, and tickle me Tuesday. Keep it raw, stay rad. I love you. What?